How are you? Hope you're good. Trying to catch up on my tags, and I have another one here now. As you can see from the title, it's called Totally Didn't Book Tag. I have been tagged by the lovely Jade from Jade Reads, and I will link her channel and the original one down below so you could go and check that out. Fair warning though, I did not prepare for this like at all. So just saying. So first question is, I'm just looking at my phone. Totally didn't need to have a sequel or sequels. Oh no. This is gonna be hard, isn't it? Game of Thrones. Just joking. Can you imagine? I don't think he could ever write one book and just include everything in there. You know what? I might have to say Divergent, just because I couldn't even go through the second book because it was just so meh for me. So I feel like if it was just condensed into one book, maybe I would have liked it. Because really all the series that I have, I think it's okay that they are series. Well, all the series that I've read, which is not a lot, so maybe that's why. Yeah, I don't have anything. Moving on. Number 2 is totally didn't have to have more than one point of view. I'm not a huge fan of multiple point of views at all. I'm actually gonna say Game of Thrones here, but I don't mean for it to have just one point of view because that would be ridiculous, I think. I think it just needed to have less because it had like a gazillion. I don't think it should have had one, but I do think it should have had less for my liking. Maybe a darker shade of magic, but that's just, I understand why it was vital to have those two point of views, but it's just my personal preference that I have one and don't swap about. That's my personal preference, as I said, but it worked great there, and so I don't think it's fair to answer that way. So I just think Game of Thrones should have had a bit less because, I mean, come on. It was just too many. Number 3 is totally didn't have to change the cover art through the middle of the series. I don't actually have that problem. This is gonna be a lot of me not actually answering the question sort of tag. Whoops. But I do have one that, like, the artwork is the same, but they're different sizes. Wait, I'll show you. What I mean is, oh shit. So first I got the Snow Like Ashes, which is just your normal floppy one. Then I got the third one because I wanted a hardcover and it just came out, and obviously you have to get it then because in UK they disappear, like they get replaced by paperbacks. So this one is my fault, and so obviously they're like different in size and, you know, format, but not all is my fault because then I just ordered a normal for the second one, and plus it's floppy, so I thought maybe it'll be floppy as well, which it is, but it's like, I just don't really know why would they have like two different sizes of the same book, because I don't know if I can show it to you, but it's just bigger, taller. It's just weird, like why? It doesn't really bother me that much because the third one is already a hardcover, so. Number 4 is totally didn't need a love triangle. I'm gonna say this for 2 of the series that I've only read the first books of, so bear with me. And both are very beloved, but both are also really known for their love triangles as well. So first is the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare, but I, you know, only read the first one. And then Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, also only read the first one. But so maybe they get better, but at the moment I was just like, why? Number 5 is totally didn't need this book included in the series, and since I haven't actually finished or read a lot of like books in the series, I've only just started some of the series. I obviously cannot say about any of the Harry Potter books because I need them all. I could probably say that about at least one of the books from Game of Thrones, but the thing is that I read them not even that long ago, like 2-3 years ago, and I cannot distinguish them one from another. Like, granted, I read them like straight one after another, but I can't remember what happened in which one. There's so many. Like, you could definitely condense all the slightly irrelevant bits and make a book out of it and then just take it out. Number 6 is totally didn't need a cliffhanger. I am not a huge fan of cliffhangers because I am not a particularly patient person. So whilst I do get an like extreme urge to read more of that, which is obviously the point of it, They annoy me. It just annoys me. Especially if the other book is not out yet, then I get all frustrated because I cannot know for sure what's gonna happen. I love cliffhangers at the end of the chapter. I don't like it at the end of the book. So any cliffhanger that was at the end of the book, I do not appreciate if I cannot get my hands on the second one or the third one or just the next one. And especially, like, very rarely it could be done well when a cliffhanger is at the end of the series, but most of the time I'm just like, what did I ever do to you to treat me like that? Number 7 is totally didn't need to have just one point of view. I would say nothing. Because I am a big fan of single point of view, so I am completely happy when that is the thing. Someone did force me to make some book have more points of view. I would have to say the Court of Mist and Fury, or actually a Court of Wings and Ruin maybe. Well, but I still prefer a single point of view, but just because basically all of the characters in that book, I am really interested to see things from their perspective, and because I'm so interested in them, I wouldn't mind as much because I think my biggest problem with multiple point of views is because I'm not as invested in it, in other characters. Number 8 is totally didn't need that much hype. I haven't been on YouTube for that long, so I can't really... I think most of the things that I think didn't need that much hype were... I didn't enjoy them as much because maybe it wasn't my time to read them, maybe I snoozed through my time to read it. So Shadow and Bone got a lot of hype, but I do understand it. I do understand why some people would enjoy that book. I think it's my personal views that I didn't like that book for. And the last one is Death Note, but I think it was my own fault for hyping it so much in my mind that it just didn't live up to it. Yesterday, I read the first manga and it was okay, but it wasn't like as mind-blowing as I thought it would be. My all-time favorite anime is still the Full Metal Alchemist, and I think it's gonna stay like that, but I thought like if anything could top it, it would be Death Note because everyone kept talking about it and how awesome it is. And yesterday I actually tried to watch it and it was just... I don't know, something's lacking in there. I don't know. Maybe it picks up though, maybe I should just keep watching. Maybe I'll have it on the background or something, I don't know. If it's hyped, then there is a lot of people who enjoyed it, so I don't think it's really overhyped. It's just not for me personally. So I think whenever the book is hyped, good for the book, you know? If a lot of people enjoyed them, I don't think they're overhyped. I think it was just not for me. Number 9 is totally didn't need another book reference. For example, what's the example? Hunger Games fans would enjoy Divergent. I think I have a perfect one for this one because that's basically why I chose to read that book, and I was like really disappointed because I didn't end up liking it. I think everyone's seen it everywhere, and I don't even know, I think it was written in the actual like book, and that was for the girl on the train, that fans of Gone Girl would like enjoy this a lot, and that was not true in my case. Granted, I didn't read Gone Girl because I watched the movie accidentally beforehand, and I assumed that the book is even better, but I didn't want to read it because I already seen the movie. So number 10 is totally didn't deserve my time. That sounds a bit harsh. Most of the time, even if I didn't really enjoy the book, I will take something out of it. I won't regret it, and I have no problems for DNFing the books because I feel like your days are counted, dude. Like every minute you live is a minute less of your life left. Wow, cheery thought, I know. That being said, I haven't DNF'd one yet, so don't know. Maybe Eleanor and Park, because of all the books that I read, I think that one just gave me nothing, just nothing, you know? So yeah, that's everything. I'm gonna tag 2 lovely girls. I don't necessarily know if you guys done this. I'm completely unprepared here, but I'm gonna tag Lauren from Lauren Mays, and I'm gonna tag Taylor from Book of Flicks Taylor. If you guys have done this, then forgive me and just ignore this. But if you haven't, I would really like to hear your answers. So hope you enjoyed this. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you next time. Bye!